A very, very good evening. Welcome back to those of you who were there for the first live at 6 p.m. Back now with the second live after what was an exciting game of football. Mohun Bagan Super Giants beat Mumbai City Football Club 2-1 to lift the ISL trophy. And what a game. It was a lot of talking points here in the game, and we will surely come to those. But from my side, at least, as a first, congratulations to Mohun Bagan Super Giants on lifting the trophy of the ISL Shield. And it's one of those games. Rachit says, congratulations, everyone supporting Mohun Bagan. Well played, guys. Rachit, I agree with you, and we'll come and talk about those things, I guess, a little more detail. And speak about things. But what a game of football it was, and it's one of those days, most probably, where Mumbai City will have to ask questions about themselves. I will not go into other things, and might have done something better here and there, and the results could have gone the other way. But so therefore it means Mohun Bagan 2 goals first half belter from Liston Kolasa to give Mohun Bagan the lead, then a counter attack with substitute Jason Cummings making it 2-0, and then a late goal by Changte to reduce the deficit. And Lalinzola Changte, most probably the man who missed the opportunity to equalize just before halftime, was probably the biggest of the chances, and that's what I'll say. I hope Shushmit will be joining me a little later. Amar says, what a match. Kumar says, hi, Navada. I think Mohun Bagan in Israel too. Yes, they will be in Champions League. Referee played a good game. I think we can speak about that a little later, because I think he had some decisions which I would have, especially that head collision between Sadiku and Tiri, where he should have stopped the game immediately. He did not realize the severity of the situation, and it's his job as a referee to realize that there could have been a serious injury to either Sadiku or to Tiri, and he should have stopped it, despite being a counter attack for Mohun Bagan. And that's the thing. Rachit says, proud of my team. One game won't change what we did throughout the season. I think, Rachit, that's the point. We'll come most probably to speak about tactical things during the game. Kumar says, congratulations to all Mohun Bagan fans. And Rachit has the question, what's the point of playing one defense centre back if you have Chroma available? I guess the question then is, what kind of substitutions Kratky was trying to do? What was he trying to do? Because I think you had your moments. I thought, Nogueira going off as well. To me, and to me is certainly. That's a discussion point. I would have thought, looking at Mehta most probably gave too much space of Liston Kolasa to be able to take that shot. So Valpuya looked better to me when he came on, and therefore let's see what is that. Mohammed Simi says hi from my side as well. Amar says 2 teams gets advantage from referee, most of them to Mohun Bagan. That's my concern. 1 or 2 decisions, which we will never speak about. For me is that Subhashish Bose could have been off after 15 minutes. If he gives the foul on Changte outside of the box, also he had a foul before that. Does he go off after 15 minutes? I don't really know, because Subhashish was struggling at that stage. Can be discussed. And of course, in the end, that Melli, 4 players get a yellow card. I don't know. So therefore, Raj, right? You missed Vikram. Yeah, sure, certainly. And Rachit says, Kratky to me crumbled with substitutions. Yeah, the question is, what could you have done with your substitutions better, right? You realize you had to take Tiri off. You wanted to change something. You wanted to bring in an attacking player. You bring in Jakub, pull Nogueira back, pull Van Neef back. Most probably, to me, maybe a better substitution would have been a double substitution at that stage. Maybe he could have done something different. But again, afterwards, so that will be interesting to see. Shudip says, Joy Mohun Bagan. Again, from my side, congratulations, Mohun Bagan Super Giant, deserving champions. And Pujan says, great win for Mohun Bagan Super Giant, played like champions. Excited to see East Bengal Mohun Bagan Super together in the Asian stage next season. Potentially, because Pujan, East Bengal has to play the qualifiers and has to qualify from the qualifiers from the group stage. So therefore, no, Raj, Mohun Bagan will next season. The AFC is changing the format of the Asian competitions, which means that means that there are 24 teams in the Champions League proper, which means that the best teams of Asia from East and West will be in that. Then the ACL 2 will be another 24-team competition, which means much, much better teams will be in the second tier of Asian competitions. Mohun Bagan as Indian champions. Further, East Bengal as cup winners, winning the Super Cup, get a slot in the qualifiers. So they will have to work their way through the qualifiers, which next season, of course, will be much, much tougher because it's not qualifiers against some South Asian sides. It will be against sides from West Asia, so for East Bengal. So therefore, Kumar says, now the same listing in Asian level. I don't understand this guy somehow score. He does not have first touch and ball control, somehow scores. Kumar, I think give the player the respect and and when it's due. Liston Colasso has this technical ability to score off these balls, and the balls dip in a very, very dangerous way for the keepers, and which also shows to me today that the problem of an Indian goalkeeper as good as Purva Lachempa is you're missing those 1 or 2 inches. If he's 2 inches taller, I think he gets to it. That's another thing. But again, a player who's good at this level, who can be an ISL winning player, doesn't mean that he is good enough to play for India at international level, because the physical aspects, the whole game, everything is at a different level. So that is something which we should never forget when we're discussing, is when we're talking about national level football, in this case, the ISL, and when we're talking about top level football, when we're talking about Asian level. And to me, very, very clear, this was an example of Liston Colasso having something like this in him, and it's not the first time that Liston Colasso scored such a goal, but you also saw the 2 or 3 other attempts, which, one, I think, nearly went close to the corner flag. And that's the thing, that is, if he takes 10 shots, how many times will he hit it in such a lovely way that he's going to be able to score the goal? I think that's the question that comes up. So therefore, for me, again, brilliant goal by Liston, and he has it in them. Rachit, yeah, Changte foul by Bose, 11th minute, head collision stopping the game after Mumbai went clear on advantage. Both should have been out within the first 15 minutes. That's the only thing that I can talk about Venkatesh. And again, it's the whole thing with what Jason Cummings did in added time, where to me, very, very clearly is what Mumbai City couldn't do, because it's in that kind of a situation, you have to stay cool and try and play football, and Mumbai could not do that for the last 7-8 minutes. They did have their 2 or 3 chances that cross from Tarkoma and the header, and of course also that shot from Jayesh Rane. But again, this is the most difficult part after 90 minutes, after such a long season, to stay cool and then try and play it out. That was a thing that can be said. Vanif and Aguero were our main linking player. How can you put one centre back and they immediately brought Aguero out? We clearly missed a player in the middle after that. I think in that situation, then Apuya needs to step up. We expect a lot. To me, very, very clearly, Apuya would have been the player who I would have said, listen, you now need to do more. You need to step up to the occasion and need to do something, something that Changte did. Bipin was not as effective as he can be. For me, very, very clearly, that was another factor to me. And and again, Vanif and Nogueira was some. I would have not taken Nogueira off. That's the question: is when I take Tilly off and put Jakub in, was that the right decision, or should I have taken Tilly off and just put Kroma in at the start? I think I would have liked Nogueira and Vanif stayed in the middle. Maybe brought in Jakub as an alternative to Pereira Diaz. I don't know. That is something that can be seen. And you can't remove the creators if you want to create chance and play link up football again, and that's something and Arnav says, Joker and Thapa, especially Thapa, good, very, very good game by Anirudh Thapa, and that's something, that box to box idea approach using Kauko and Abhishek, as long as he was there, was clever, and again, I think Mumbai City fans will go in and that again and again, the TD sub, and that's something that we can talk about as well. Congrats to Mohun Bagan Super Giant, exciting last 50 minutes. Mumbai did really made a comeback, not much support from left back Ashmit disappeared altogether, sad to see. That is the problem with Akash Mishra, and that's, I've been saying something. You saw that also in the Asian Cup, right? He had not a good game against Australia, was decent against Uzbekistan, and was terrible against Syria, and that is my concern with a player of his potential. For me, that potential is there, that that you have with Akash Mishra again. Mishra was no whole match, didn't make overleg runs at Junkin, is still hurting. Yeah, that something is certainly there. Vikram needed for Mumbai City, certainly. So if you have options, let them play. Why you would not? If either one would have missed because of uncontrolled reason, then we can expect to Apuya to step up. Again, it's something the coach had a thought, wanted to change something, didn't work. And Rachit says if Nogueira should have played 90 minutes, we would have done better. Just look at Nogueira impact between 45th and 60th minutes. I think that's, the most important part, that Mumbai City, that chance in the 44th minute. And then if I go forward, to me, especially the first 75, 90 seconds of the second half, Mumbai need to score. They have the opportunities, they have the chances, but you don't score. You had Mohun Bagan on the ropes. And if Mumbai equalize at that stage, I am sure Mumbai will win this game. But you were not able, especially that chance missed. I don't know if he wanted to push it. It's the power, that was the commentators were saying. I totally agree with that. He should have, that's what's something. Nogueira, Jorge Pereira, Apuya not playing linking passes. They're going wide, just crossing. Mumbai City game is not playing and crossing. It's a thing. It's how do you play, right? And therefore for me, it's very, very important. That is something, Raj says it's not easy to play against 60,000 fans. Yes, but you saw when Chang scored the equalizer, suddenly the whole stadium was in the 89th minute very, very quiet. This is something you see in Kolkata very, very often. You're supporting your team concedes a goal, and then your crowd becomes calm and quiet because they were celebrating the title at 2-0, right? This is something, and that's something where I thought Mumbai City to some extent lost their head a little bit, where I felt, you should have kept your cool. Don't react to the provocations of a Cummings, of a Deepak Tangri, of a Petratos. I thought there was a red card in there for one of the Mohun Bagan guys. Another one I would have seen, especially Petratos or a Cummings should have seen a red, maybe both. I don't know. But again, the referee is not going to give it after that performance. So let's not get in that. Kroma should replace Tiri. Jakub should have come in for Diaz, considering Diaz looked very off. I didn't think, Rachit, that Diaz looked off. To me, Diaz was creating some sort of nuisance, especially to Hector Yuste, especially that pass to Jangte, which he got in before the start of that, before the end of the first half. That to me showed what kind of a player he is, and so therefore, again, it's very easy for you and me now to say, that's something we need to accept. Mehtab Singh can't play football. I wouldn't be so hard, Shumalno. I think there were moments that he showed some of it. Judges should have replaced Bipin. Vapuya replaced Mehtab was fair. Again, sorry. I think it depends on how the coach sees it. Icon Lawn says it's high time to give Vapuya more chance, and please don't play Mehtab as right back. Mehtab lacks creativity, can't dribble past players, always back pass. Yeah, it's something again, that we can certainly look at how Mumbai City could have done some things. Some things very differently. And Rachit says totally fine. Kratky is also human. You already gave us joy more than expected, onwards and upwards for me. Again, everything to play for. Yes, Mumbai City did lose the shield and couldn't defend the title, but Mumbai City are in the playoffs. Mohun Bagan are in the playoffs, and interesting will be, of course, Goa now play Chennai in that match for a semi-final spot. So it's going to be a rematch of the game that was played today. Ornavda Changte Thai was strapped around his Thai had strapping around his thigh. I think most of them come from Changte. I think Bipin is nowhere near the Changte. I think Mumbai should move to Vikram or new winger. To me, and yeah, Raj, I agree. Mumbai didn't look like the usual selves. It's for me, to me is something where I'd say is Changte is the best Indian winger, period. I think there is no winger in Indian football at the moment who can, get to the level that Lalinswala Changte has. So for me, I think it's very, very important to remember that Changte is of a different level. Raj says today Mumbai didn't, like as usual, play. Again, I think when these two teams who are on a very, very high level, to then say Mumbai City needs to play their natural game, I think it's very difficult. I think Mumbai in patches did control the game, which was interesting. You saw in the second half that Mohun Bagan was dropping very, very, very deep. I mean, you realize if you're taking off Yoni Kauko and putting in Brandon Hamill, that shows you, what was Mumbai, to me, that's very, very important. And therefore, for me, very, very clearly is that Mumbai City, to ask them to play at that is something that is unrealistic if you're playing at that level. ISL Trophy winner will get any spot in FC Cup. No, they won't. So therefore, let's see what happens. Rachit says Mohun Bagan will lose to Odisha in second leg of semi-finals. Mark my words. Let's see what happens. Malik Odin says Mumbai missed Vikram. Bipin wasn't even coming near. Yeah, that's a fact. And Shumola says Liston needs to be consistent from now on. Also for the Blue Tigers, Shumola Liston has never, and it's not even a Liston. Again, you could mention most of the players that we've seen, Indian players. Most of the players have not been able to maintain their levels. I think it's as harsh as it might be. To me, that's a fact. That's a given fact at the moment, is that none of the players are really of the level that they can be, that they should be, and that's something which is a week in, week out learning process, I guess. That Indian players need to be consistent and need to perform. And most of the players, can they do that 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks in the running? I really don't know. Rachid agrees with me. Changte just keeps improving. That's one of the things, right? And that's something which, again, I say Changte needs to be the player. And how do you rate Mohun Bagan side going into Asian Cup? Orijit, too early, because at the moment I can't rate Mohun Bagan because I have to see how Mohun Bagan looks in the new season. So this again is something, therefore, they will park the bus. Let's see what they do. Is there any team from West Bengal playing in I-League 1, 2, or 3? Orijit, there's United Sports in I-League 2 at the moment. I-League 3 we'll see next season. Now I see how Mohun Bagan Indian players will perform in ESL 2. There we'll get to know the reality of players like Liston, Manvir, and others. Icon Loan, I think it doesn't matter, for me. And to me, it's very, very clear that the teams that they will now face are better than what they face in the AFC Cup. So that's something. ACL 2 will be a tougher assignment for Mohun Bagan. In the worst case, they might get a group as bad as Mumbai City did this season in ACL 1. So that is the reality. You will not get the Al Hilals, but you could get another Saudi side. You could get a Qatari side. You could get a UAE side, Iranian side. So therefore, for us to have ambitions in Asia for any Indian team, to me, is totally unrealistic, even with the foreigners that we have. Vishal Kate saves are amazing today and also for the whole season. Shumolo, he's had his blunders. He nearly put one in. So, Haber's got his spots on. Hamill's coming, Mohun Bagan sharp. Hamill nearly handed the game over to Mumbai City. Jaishan could not bring in the attack folks into play otherwise. Yeah, very true. Again, I don't want to talk about Arijit. Let's have these conversations on another day. Raj says, Steamach is not able to use the players properly and develop them. I think that's one of the main problems. That's another thing. Malagoja, can we expect competitive teams next season? We will have to see. Again, it's too early. Today is the league stage of the Indian Super League. Season 10 ended. So what happens in season 11, in 24-25? Again, we'll have to see how teams keep players, regroup players. And I see Shushmit in there as well. Let me do this. Congratulations, Shushmit.
Thank you so much. Oh my God, what a day to be alive.
What a day to be alive. Congratulations, not only to you two, but all
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
It was that close game, as we expected.
Yes.
Mohun Bagan
Mumbai City should be
scored the
proud of
goals.
how they did. I see. We last time when we won against Bangalore, right? I said that we want to have them in our backyard, and it is always very difficult. There is a reason we call Joe Bharati as Mohun Bharati. We do pretty well there, and the players did show intent, and that is something I think that Jason Cummings also. I was watching the post-match interview. He said that the kind of push that the supporters gave, right? He he tried, he had even chased, and he showed like the class today. The kind of goal, especially coming from a non-kicking foot. Jason Cummings is not well known for using his non-kicking foot, and the goal. And Dimitri Petratos, I don't know what to say. He's already he's on his way to. He is a legend now. Officially, I have to say he definitely is.
And remember the amount of criticism he's received. Kumar says Mumbai City players should have some patience in the penetration zone final third. Or is always fighting with the centre back instead of dropping and linking. That's not his game, Kumar. Again, a player will play the game that he's used to, and he's in those gaps you saw, especially that one that Changte missed in the 44th minute. That Jorge Pereira dropped, got in, went wide, played, and Changte moved in. And this is something that one has to understand. Shaggy says in other news, Sporting Club Bangalore make it to I-League after winning I-League 2 year. A 2-year-old club, 3 promotions in 2 years, only possible in Indian football. Great to see. Pumba played against the side Al Hilal and Australian. Even Al Nassr are not able to feed them, and fans hope they defeat them. I think that's the problem. I think when we're talking about the Champions League next season, again, let's not get into that conversation. We'll get enough of that. To me, is for any Indian club to be able to succeed in ACL 2, and it doesn't matter if it's Mohun Bagan or Mumbai, will be very, very difficult. So let's be very, very, but there's, I can't. And that's one thing. Again, I felt that the referee made, I think, 3 or 4 substantial blunders in the game. Shushmit, I said the head collision, he should have stopped it because
Right.
both the players were lying down. And I thought, this did not look very good. That's something where
And I was worried for TD when he was coming.
He looked terrible.
He looked terrible. He should have done it. I think it is also because of the heat of the game. Sometimes it's rarely
adrenaline.
that
you are full of adrenaline. You want to play, and this is something. Remember what happened in the Asian Cup with Sandesh Jingan? He had the ACL injury because no one told him, Sandesh, sit down. And that is something where the coaching staff, the medical staff at all teams, I know you want to win. I know you want to play, but someone then needs to step in and say, come off. It's not the way.
I think it's very difficult over there to make that kind of decisions, especially when you are. If I understand correctly,
you have to
wanted
take a
you
hard
out,
decision.
but he continued. Yeah. Yeah,
No.
true.
And
I
then
understand.
Peter came in, and this is something, again, it doesn't matter. The doctor and the head coach need to take, it is a tough call. It doesn't matter which team at what level, it doesn't matter. But you have to take the call for the player, because the player will always try to play. Head or whatever
Right.
other injury. If you feel it is something serious, I am rather of the careful lot where I say, rather than losing him for a long period, I rather say, move off. We'll try and find a solution. So therefore, Vedant says needs Diamantokos, better CDM and attacking midfielders. Yeah, was under pressure. I felt that this game had phases. I felt at the start it was very, Mohun Bagan wanted to hit Mumbai. Then Mumbai sort of turned things around, had a few good chances. Then the goal happens. Then after half an hour, you realized, okay, Mumbai City is slowly getting into the groove. Changte with the best chance. At the start of the second half, Mumbai should have maybe also scored. And the longer it lasted, I felt Mumbai sort of tried to create that pressure, and Mohun Bagan relied on the counter. While substitutions, I think, bringing in Brandon Hamill and Cummings, which paid off. And to me, that's something. Hello, Anurag. And Rachit here with his congratulations to you, Sushmit.
No,
And I
thank you.
think
They should be very proud
this
of how they played, irrespective
this
of
this
what.
is something. This is something I think, again, everyone who supports Mumbai City will not be happy. But again, out of courtesy, I would always say congratulate our friends at Mohun Bagan. I think this should be something there in all football culture. But I think I'm putting a very high bar. How the playoff will work at the moment, as it looks, it's Chennai versus FC Goa, rematch of yesterday's match at the same venue. So therefore, sorry, FC Goa versus Chennai, third against sixth. Odisha versus um, 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 Kerala Blasters, yes. And then we will have, just 1 second, let me just, before I say something wrong in regard to who Mohun Bagan and Mumbai City play, we have they've not put it out. If I'm right, the winner of Odisha Kerala play Mohun, play Mohun Bagan, and the winner of Goa Chennai play Mumbai City. So that's something that is set to happen. Raj says, I hope Kolkata in India regains its glory. I think Kolkata does not need to regain its glory. Kolkata will always have its glory, I think, in some sort of form where I think we need to talk about that Bengal needs to produce more football players, even though those recent stats that have come out from a Richard Hood study seem to showcase something else. But to me, again, there are certain teams in I leagues and all that stuff. Again, let's not get into that's a different discussion on another day that we can have. Don't you think Mumbai lacks quality foreigner compared to Mohun Bagan? I don't think so. I think it's something is that you need to work. But I want to say what I said at the start of the season, and if Shushmit remembers, I used to always say is that Cummings, Sadiku are great signings. For me, they were very, very good signings. Hector Yuste turned out to be a great signing. I think Hector Yuste
Oh
today
my God,
thrice,
yes.
yeah, was there when you needed him.
He was probably
And
one of the best players in the pitch on the pitch today. There's no
yeah,
doubt about it.
yeah.
The way he defended, right? Yeah, just incredible. He does not get the kind of credit that he gets. And regarding Mumbai, I just wanted to add to whatever you said, Noda, that see, on a different day, this match would have gone the other side. I don't think there is a question of quality. It's more of a question of an intent. See, you also have to understand that there is a lot of push from the fans here to the players to be more committed. I think the foreigners were more committed today compared to committed or showed intent in a way, backed by the support.
I wouldn't say that. See, there are I disagree on that, because when you have, I think Joel van Neef has also been one of the best signings in this league. I think he's very underrated as a midfielder. I thought Noguera and van Neef, when they took their shots, which were saved by Vishal, you know, you never know. Vishal could
Yes,
also,
yes,
with that
yes,
one
yeah.
which rolled under him, which nearly went in.
Right,
Changte
right.
could have equalized. And of course, to me, is I think the referee does play a part. But again, I'm not going to say it, because Shubhashish Bose could have been off after 15 minutes. If he gives that foul in front of the box, which was a foul on Changte. That's a cardable offence. He had fouled him earlier on. I don't know. And towards the end, I thought 91st.
I think the one where the Van Neef received a yellow card, right? That also sometimes I could have gone to get a. I mean, because he hit
Yeah,
their
but you
Tangri,
see
right, in a
Fanif
way
trying to
that.
pull his legs back. Yeah, but he tries to pull his legs back, and I think that saved him. And if we want to go on that, I think Petratos, Cummings, and Tangri, all three of them in that melee in the 91st minute. I don't know who should have, I think four yellow cards and saying, I give you two. Very, very lucky. If you want to ask me on that, very, very lucky on that. Because, and
But
Mumbai
I
was
would
stupid.
say, based
I
on
will say,
whatever Indian standard
Mumbai
is,
was stupid.
the refereeing was
Huh.
all right, I would say. Can't complain too much in a sense. You see, these kind of errors happen. I mean, we have seen much worse refereeing. Uh, yes, of course, there are always such decisions, and I think we all can agree that after every match, we see this kind of errors being made by referees. So this was not an outlier. It continued
No,
to.
you know what? I wouldn't say it's a mistake, but you know what the referee was trying to do is trying to appease both sides. And
That has
sometimes
always been the case, right? Just think about the match in the reverse fixture that we have had. 7 or 9 red cards. The way they did it, right? That was completely, and that
it
threw
was
both the teams under the bus in a way. Right? Otherwise, it wouldn't have gone down to the last match. That was such
yeah,
a. Uh,
yeah.
but anyways, I mean,
And that's
everyone
something.
played really well. I mean, when I talk about Indian, it's not that they're. What I'm trying to say is, at least from a Mumbai City perspective, that the foreigners are definitely very good. On a other day, I mean, they can go on to win. Just for today, I thought the foreigner brigade, whoever played for Mohun Bagan, showed more intent and had more fire in the belly. That's why they edged out the opponent. But that's not going to happen every day. If you play 10
Exactly.
times,
And
we can go.
my point is also what I said a little earlier. That was I felt is Liston's goal exceptional, but if you make him shoot 100 times, he will score one. And you saw the other three
This
times he
is
shot, and
something that I want to
that is
talk
something
about.
it's very, very, very interesting to see that Liston has this technical ability in him, which very few Indian players have, right? And even he was working a lot today. He was in a position which is he was much more withdrawn because he was helping Shubhashish a lot towards the end, also with Changte. But that goal is something where you say you have to have that technical abilities. And this is, again, we have spoken about this consistency. That's my point with these kind of players. Can you consistently perform, and can you perform at a higher level when you are up against players who are physically much, much stronger? That's the other problem.
And another thing, I think the goal that Liston scored there, this is something I think that they had planned a lot, because if I remember correctly, Lachempa have conceded goal in the past from that angle. So
Yeah, but you know what I
there's
said?
not much he
What?
could have done because he
No,
stretched a lot. It seemed like
no,
a
but
replay.
no, but you know what I said? You realize that in India, the goalkeepers are these 2-3 inches too short to be able to save such a shot. If Lachempa was 6'5", 6'7", 6'6", let's say, which a lot of goalkeepers are in Europe nowadays, he would have saved it. But an Indian goalkeeper, because he takes those 2 steps forward, the ball goes over him and perfectly dips. So that's
Right.
something. And again, and I agree, Shomolo, a brilliant goal. And nothing much to say. And I also agree with RCB Run Machine. I think Mehta Singh should have closed down Liston. He gave him that space, and that allowed him to think, that will be interesting. RCB thinks it's going to be a final. Yeah, let's look forward. And again, let's see. No, there is no AFC spot for the playoff winners. So there's only at the moment it's a 1+1 rule, which is going to be implemented from next season. The champions of the ISL, which means Mohun Bagan, will get a direct entry into the group stage of the new AFC Champions League 2, while the winner of the Super Cup, which in this case is East Bengal FC, will get a qualifier spot. So they will have to play 2 rounds, if I'm not wrong, 2 rounds of qualifiers to qualify. But unlike in the last 3 years, they will have to play now West Asian opposition instead of South Asian opposition. So for East Bengal to get to that group stage, I think will be very, very tough. I hope they do, but again, let's see.
But
That's it. Rachit
whoever
says
wins the
Odisha is one of
Shield, the championship or of the playoffs, I think now they have also introduced the SAF championship. That's gonna SAF Club Championship. That's they're saying that probably gonna happen. So
Shushmit.
they might get an entry.
SAF Club Championship has been happening for 15 years now. So I will wait with the SAF Club Championship until it physically actually happens. So therefore, sorry for this, but
No, but
when
if it
SAF
happens, then
introduces,
they
yeah,
get a chance to play.
then
That's what I'm
then
saying.
then
Yeah.
might be the champions, or I think because there will be more than one team. So depending on who wins the ISL playoffs,
Champions and the third place team. That's what I've heard.
and also potentially the second place team, which in this case would be Mumbai City. So, but I'm against,
Right, sorry.
let
Second
us
place. Right.
let us hope that it happens. If it doesn't happen, again, we will see. Yeah. But again, Prasanjit, that those are the rules. RCB says Mumbai City. Yeah. With Rachit has. I think we've talked about it. Again, there are. Let's not go too much into referring. There were small things.
I am not a very big fan of talking about this here because as I said, the referee is neither for Mohun Bagan nor Mumbai City. They are just pure not good. I mean they have been consistently taking erroneous decision. We have to
Yeah,
live with it
yeah.
unless and
I
until we
I,
win.
I go back to this Van Neef discussion. Rachit, to me, is Jahu is a different kind of player. I think Van Neef is a different kind of player, and I still, again, if Van Neef has the players around him, I think he can be very, very little. I think our problem is that in front of Van Neef, I think you saw that especially when Mumbai City won 4-0 against BFC when with Greg Stewart and Al Khayati playing in the way they did. That would have been the perfect combo for him. But we don't have that, so let's see what happens. Agni is there. Good evening, Agni. Mumbai, apart from Chankle, was no outlet, lacking plan B. I thought they had a plan B, but I thought it wasn't a smart one, and that was the high ball into the box. I didn't think that was a smart plan. I think Mumbai should have stuck to theirs, and I would have taken more shots from long range because yes, Vishal saved two, but Vishal also that one where he fumbled. So I think if you put him a little bit under pressure with those long distance shots, I think Mumbai City could have done some damage.
I think they
Shaggy
were
says,
not clinical at those long shots.
yeah.
Whatever Van Neef has taken, most of them lacked.
Mohun
And
Bagan threw bodies in, no? Also, no? You
yeah,
have to also say the Mohun Bagan
bodies
defense.
in. I think it's also a psychology. If I am a goalkeeper and I'm being constantly saving long shots, after you save a couple, your uh, your confidence also goes up. So it is very critical that in the first few shots that you take, you have to we have to say that Mohun Bagan Vishal Kai did very well because he saved shots which were deflected, which is very very difficult, especially when someone is taking a long shot and gets deflected at the last minute. I think one of the Van Neef shot that
Yeah.
and
First half.
he definitely deserves to be at least to be considered as the first goalkeeper for Indian team. I mean, he should get the shot at least for friendlies and all. He got so much. Whoever comes in should check him out. I do. He's at least performing better than Gurpreet Singh Sandhu at this moment, no doubt about it.
Yeah. Shaggy says, I guess the last match will cover the attendance loss of football in the start of the season. This might revive Indian football a bit. I don't know. I think the problem, especially in Kolkata, is with the fans of the big clubs is for Mohun Bagan, East Bengal, or for Mohammedan Sporting is you have to play for something. Then the people will come. I don't know, Shushmit, if you agree with me on that, but that is my feeling. You see, even Mohammedan couldn't get 25,000 people in on Saturday when they played Delhi FC and they were handed the I-League trophy. Again, elsewhere in the world, if a team wins a trophy and that in front of them, is handed a trophy in front of their fans, you would have had a sellout crowd. And that is something of a should I call it Bengali mentality, psyche? I don't know, Sushmit.
But oh no, we have been, I can't tell that because that's not one of our problem. We have been winning consistently, so we have been selling out
No,
for a while.
but the point is, if and I ask you this, and this is again, Kumar has that point, right? Again, there was a problem that the authorities did not open up the stadium. That is a given. The authorities are an own issue, not only in Kolkata but across India. It can
See,
be a
it
problem.
showed, right? We can actually have 40-50,000. So this is something that is more of an administrative issue.
Exactly.
We are consistently having 30-35,000 spectators coming. The only problem is if we can't have 50,000 because they don't sell 50,000 tickets.
Exactly.
This is a question for the administration. When in India, wanted to buy VVIP is the huge section. You can't buy. So I want to challenge anyone, buy a VVIP ticket and online and show it to me. It is almost impossible. It's better. I mean, you have a better chance of winning a shield than getting a VVIP ticket at this moment. So it's completely, and the way in a staggered manner the tickets are being sold. We have to like Mohun Bagan fans showed up despite whatever the problem that they have. I know people who are working graveyard shift and then queuing up at 6 o'clock in the morning, then getting a ticket and like going home in the evening and still again working the graveyard shift. If this is how you enable the supporters, then it's very
And this is, I think, Shushmit, this is a very important point, that it is very easy to question, why are supporters not coming?
right.
But there are these practical problems. Again, you buy an online ticket and you physically actually have to pick up something somewhere, right? That's the first problem,
Right,
right?
right.
Why do we then have online tickets? We have QR. It works everywhere else in the world. You have systems which work at airports now where you don't need any documentation. If you have your phone and you are you and your face, you can get in. So therefore, I hope, my wish would be that the authorities in Kolkata realize these things and improve on these things, because it is there are too many measures at the moment in place which is forcing fans to
Very
say, I rather
restrictive and
not
it's
go to the
crazy.
stadium.
Yeah, it's crazy. There is no support. This might be a tall claim, but if it was not Mohun Bagan or East Bengal, if some other club which does not have a legacy fan base had to play there, most of the clubs would have folded because of lack of attendance. Because it is very difficult. It is because of shameless
You
supporters like us that
you
we will show up no matter where and no
No, but
matter
the
how.
but the point is, I tell you the example what happened when we spoke about it about Punjab FC, right? That you had a fire in the stadium and the fire department did not issue an NOC for
Right,
them to
right.
be able to play East Bengal Mohun Bagan in front of fans, which is, and the club is saying, listen, I am doing free tickets. I don't even want money, because the whole system in Delhi is so complicated. Again, therefore, I'm saying BFC struggling with the Kanti Rao. I think Shaggy could tell us a few things on that. It is a general problem, and I think Indian authorities need to be a little bit more fan friendly to allow fans of any club, if XYZ wants to attend a match and there are tickets available, or there is the capacity available, make them available. I think that's something which
I'll be back in a minute. Please
I think
continue.
we all as fans. Yeah, sure. Yeah. So Shushmit comes back in a minute. RCB Run Machine says the loss of Shield might be blessing in disguise for Mumbai. They will need to build in a few things, and the next ISL season will see greater changes. I think yes. I think Mumbai City needs to look at what can they change, what do they need to change. I think Peter Kratky and the technical leadership with Surya Sharma in the background, they will look at things. Rachi said Changte currently is the best Indian footballer. Yes, I would agree to that, Rachit. But I would also say that Changte has had a blip in some parts of this season for club and for country. So I hope, Changte, bhai, if you ever hear this, I hope you become a little bit more consistent and can show that on a regular basis, and leadership. I think Changte is very, very important. Someone saying Joy Mohun Bagan, again, congratulations. Malik Arjun says Gurpreet Singh Sandhu is 6'4". Yeah, I think he's a little taller. Yeah, Ishan's at 6'6". But
And
again,
thank you, Changte, for missing that chance today. We would have.
that's something. And yes, Ishan has a very valid point. Shubhashish was totally exposed to the struggles against tricky wingers. He was exposed in the first 50 minutes. I thought in the first 5-6, okay, Shubhashish looks better, but the longer the match lasted, and then great credit to Liston or other people who came in to support Shubhashish. Shubhashish moved in a little more central. Wasn't, again, both our left backs didn't have the best of games. I would say that both Shubhashish and Akash, not the best day. in that. Amal says we need to change the Super Cup winner to get the chance to play in Asian level. Amal, that's not the decision of the AFF or Indian football. It is a rule around the world where if you have one club qualifying, you will say that the champions of the country of the league gets it. If there is a second spot, that second spot goes to the cup winners. So that's the rule around the world. Shushmit, if you can hear, Shushmit's back. Agni says, Shushmit, we are champions. We are fifth in winter window. What about our substitution today? We blocked the Mumbai attack totally. Agni, totally, I wouldn't say. I think Mumbai can blame themselves for not scoring, but but the substitutions worked. I think also this whole Jason Cummings discussion of Mohun Bagan fans or of fans in general. And I've said this at the start, and I think Shushmit can collaborate with us when we used to talk about it on Shine's channel. I think Jason Cummings is a striker that is a cut above the rest. And you saw that today. If he doesn't score that second, Mumbai will equalize and Mumbai will take the title home. So I think Jason Cummings gets a lot of should get a lot of credit for that second goal, because actually not him. I think what I said at the start of the season, I can repeat today again, is the influence of Dimi Petratos. He set up both goals today. I think Dimi Petratos, to me, was the man because of whom Mohun Bagan last season won the playoffs, and this season won the Shield.
Yes, and another thing is, let me come to the Shubhashish's point first. I think he survived because he also got support from this is something that I commented in the pre-match show. The CDMs actually went wide and supported him. The wingers scrolled back and then supported him. So that's Akash Mishra, I don't think got the kind of support that Shubhashish received today, which is why you could see Liston coming back, scaling back multiple times to help him out. And he did make multiple interventions. Then in spite of, because mentally he was on a yellow card, it could have been very, very difficult and especially with Changte being so speedy and skillful. Second, coming on to Cummings, yes, of course. I think Cummings receives a lot of flack because the style of play is not very popular in India, where you would have someone who is just lurking around the box.
He has this phlegmatic thing, right? He has this thing about he's not that active, he's not that lively. I was talking about Bayer Leverkusen yesterday with someone, and they were talking about some players, and I said to them, guys. There are players who most probably you will not like their style, but who are very, very influential for the respective teams. And to me, a striker like Jason Cummings can be or should be judged by his goals. And if you look at his goal tally and the goal tally of important goals that Jason Cummings has scored so far after coming to India, I think there should be no question.
He spent on pitch. We also have to. I think they were talking last time that the amount of time he has spent on pitch and the number of goals that he has. Even Sadiku has a separate set of skills. He has the skill of testing the goal figure from a distance, doing the unthinkable sometimes. Trying to do the. That's why he scores spectacular goals. So they are very different in a way, but. Yeah, everyone was very good today.
Malik Arjun, the point is, I think Shushmit has made this, and I agree to this, that was something. Oritra has a very interesting point. Well, referee decision go against every teams, and referees of today are X times better than the past, but in general, refereeing the season was abysmal. VAR needed. I think the first part, I agree with that. I think the refereeing has become better. What I think was, I would have liked to have seen the refereeing today, like it was in Mumbai, if the referee took a harder stance. It would have been interesting to see how the match would have ended. But VR, I don't know if VR is coming. To me, as far as I know, at this, I would have said no VR coming. So that's not something, Rachi said in mid-season, I, with one of my friends, discussed that if Kratky makes us finish top 4, we will take it any day, considering the team is in transition. Nowhere we are, almost champions, damn. Rachit, I think that is something I said a lot of times in our general discussions when Mohun Bagan and Mumbai City were in the middle of the table, and it looked like Goa, then it looked like Blasters, then again Goa, then Odisha, they're going to win it. And it showed at the end, this is something which in a league doesn't lie. Cup competitions, you can lie. Again, in a league, the best teams will be going on top. And the two best teams of India, of Indian club football at this moment played against each other. So I would clearly say, that the best two teams played. And again, Mohun Bagan were the better team tonight, and they won. Mumbai City were a little clinical here and there. And what annoys me is the last 7-8 minutes. You got into these scuffles and you didn't focus on your football anymore. That is what annoys me. That's something I know. That's a focus thing. That was very smartly done by Cummings as well. So therefore, these are the small things. Shushmit, a little love from Bangladesh for you. Ishan said Vikram suspension hurt. Yes, certainly. Next season, I will expect to win Tata, especially Shield, and I believe he will deliver. Sure, let's see. No, actually, the online tickets can be redeemed on the match even after 50 minutes after the match, so that issue is nowhere there anymore. But that QR system, but again, you have to redeem your ticket. Dipan, why?
What's the point in redeeming? There's no
which you have. Again, I mean, for me, my point is, I want to go to the gate where I have to pick up. If in the Salt Lake Stadium, worst case, you have to redeem your ticket, maybe to the site of tank number 13, and you enter this gate number 3. You have to walk 15 minutes to get there. So therefore, that's something again which is not logical. Anwar Ali, Thapa were both brilliant. Especially Thapa to me was good. Funny how referee didn't give that foul to Mumbai on the 11th. Both should have been out. Yeah, Rachit, again, we've talked about it. Diaz suspended. Yeah.
Pereira Diaz's suspension was I think he was what he did today was very stupid. He did not require it was not required for him to I mean, I don't know why he argued and got a yellow card. I mean, that's absolutely...
He's a South American. He's a South American, and he's hot-headed, and he didn't keep his cool. That is very, very simple. That's the difference between him and Hector Yuste. Hector Yuste was clever today. That was
and Pereira Diaz dived. My heart skipped a beat when I thought referee...
a nice little joke. I don't think so. I think they still have, Changte stopped dribbling against Subhashish Bose after referees not giving fouls. I think one thing Indian players should learn, Changte is really dribbling other players to dribbling for gallery. Where is he dribbling for gallery? Kumar, how do you make that, sorry to say that assessment? I thought Changte was the guy who was the guy who was creating problems. I would have liked Valpuya to come in earlier. I think Valpuya and Changte on that wing in the last 15 minutes really created problems for Mohun Bagan, where you saw them, trying to bring in players. Either Tangri was coming in, Liston was playing in there. Mohun Bagan towards the end was playing a 5-man backline with two attacking wingers. And you were saying, listen, somehow or the other, get the ball up to Petratos or to Petratos, and Petratos will get it to Cummings. That is what worked to them in that counter. So therefore, for me, Changte is the player, for me, who is the best Indian footballer at the moment. And there's nobody else who's close to him. The point with him is, when he realizes, and this is something which is not a Changte problem, what is a problem around the world with creative players, that some of the creative players don't get the care from the referees that they should. And that is something which you saw today. So therefore, doesn't make things. And asked about Anwar Ali. Anwar Ali was solid. I thought also when he came into that holding 6 position that he gave Mohun Bagan a certain level of stability, because the danger of Deepak Tangri hitting out was there always. And he is when I still think he's not fully fit, but I think Anwar Ali is by far our best defensive player that we have in India at the moment. I think Shushmit and I have spoken about this topic more than enough, not only us, but the others as well. I think that at club level, the players are performing better than the national team. Yeah, that's a point. That's a reality. Hector Yuste showed his class today. Yes, certainly. I said that. Hector Yuste has been good for Mohun Bagan now for weeks and months. I think at the start of the season, Brandon Hamill looked like the guy that Juan Fernando believed in, and it seems like Habas believed more in Yuste, and I think Yuste,
Yuste was always very good in air, but we had seen in the past that he used to rattle, especially when people were quick on their feet. But he did very well today, especially I would say.
Positioning. I think positioning is. I think the thing is, I think Hector Yuste, you have to always give foreigners a little time to settle to Indian conditions. I think that is something which all clubs need to learn. Is there are players who will settle in immediately. There will be some who will need a little while. And I think Yuste belongs to the second class of players that he needed a little while, the heat, the humidity, the surroundings, this, that, everything. And then once he settled down,
I think
he was
for
class.
him it is his family. The moment his family came here, he's like,
Added
I think
bonus, I think.
that is also a factor that clubs needs to look at. You need to have them to settle them. You need to have their family if possible to because I see a huge bump in his performance at least.
I totally agree on that. Ishan has an observation. Akash Mishra generally can't operate well under pressure. Yeah, that's something. Yeah, it's something which I feel this season, um, uh, 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 to me is I expect more from an Akash Mishra. I know that he's capable, and that's I think the problem that we have with certain players. I think that he needs to up his game in important matches, be it for club, for country. Again, country, I'm not going to get into that discussion because I think every Indian player needs to up his game for the country. But I think at Mumbai City, he needs to be more consistent.
And
I
another
think this
thing,
might be
Arunavada,
Rodriguez.
before we move ahead, I have a question for you. Don't you think, and this is something I think Ishan or someone, Mallikarjun, has commented here, that don't you think that especially with how Mumbai City's squad is, Akash Mishra did not receive the kind of support that probably Shubhasish did. Shubhasish generally is defensively a little better than Akash Mishra, where Akash better at attacking. But because we've been played so up, and he did not scale back as Liston did. He did not, plus also did not have that kind of support that probably Thapa gave him. Do you think that is why Akash Mishra? Is it a little unfair on him? It's like that he to
Yeah,
compare it's not an apple to apple.
no, but the point is also Shubhashish was not playing really as a wide wing back. He was more playing as a centre back. So that's one point to me. So Mohun Bagan was playing a 3-man backline, while Mumbai City was playing a 4-man backline. But Akash Mishra, to me, also is the. I also felt Mumbai City sometimes miss the moment of playing a pass. I saw Noguera doing once in a while a turn and saying, "Okay, listen, Jante is free on that side. Olo Bipin is free on that side." Akash also sometimes missed the opportunity to square the ball. So to me, I think it's something that sometimes you need to be right. Now that I'm praising Changte how he plays and sees the game, I'm seeing other Indian wingers dribbling, which does not have any impact or cannot dribble past the players and make the chances. Okay, good. Then it's my mistake. Yeah, I agree on that as well. And we're also doing well after horrendous performance in national cards. Again, he was. I said that also before
Manvir
India
has
played.
always been very good for.
Yeah,
It has to do with the coach in the national team. There is no doubt. He's a beast. It's he for and this is again. I think there was a question, right? Or if you have to choose between Vikram Pratap Singh and Manvir, Manvir might lack in skills that Vikram Pratap or the talent, but there is no doubt about it that Manvir has a lot of intent. He's physically very strong. He wants to do more.
he has
That's
height.
what.
Height also compared to other
Right,
players. As an
right.
Indian player, he has height. Right.
Right. Any competitor, he can outwork him. That is what he. It's just not about the talent, right? It is the intent. That's where, if you ask me, I would put Manvir because just because he has a monster mentality. That
Exactly.
is also very important, especially.
An observation for Pujan: Duran Cup champions Mohun Bagan, Super Cup East Bengal, I League Mohammedan Sporting, ISL champions Mohun Bagan. What a year for Kolkata Cup, certainly. And it now shifts to next season when all three will be playing IS, or we expect all three to play ISL. Mohun Bagan still has to fulfill certain
But we are
off-field
not done yet,
criteria, which
Onobada. We are yet to win the championship too. So
right. Let's see. I think let's see if we're gonna have this
let's see.
conversation on the 4th of May. Um, Chandu says, congratulations to Mohun Bagan from BSC fan. Hope they will do good in AFC Champions League too. Yeah, I think all of us hope that. Devrup says, to be honest, I'm proud of Mumbai. They gave everything on the pitch.
Absolutely, you should be proud.
Great game to be remembered for ages, surely. Brandon Hamill almost cost Mohun Bagan the game. What was he even trying to do? That's a good question. What was he trying to do in that
He was
situation?
trying to
Already
kill.
down with
He
the
was
card.
trying to kill time. He
And it backfired,
almost
huh?
got himself killed. Yeah. So
Uh,
yeah, it happens.
and
We can't do anything.
and Malik Arjun, I think he's on a lighter note. Steamer should try Manvir as goalkeeper. Tried all the other right wing, left wing striker, winger. Yeah, maybe
You have got a sword.
let's
It
see.
depends what you want to do. If you want to go to war or just chop onions. So it's up to the coach what he wants to do with what
Again,
we
we are. It's a very interesting scenario. There is confusion between Bipin Singh and Akash Mishra. They don't have sync and chemistry between them. There was no overlap and missed passes. Yeah, but that was in this game, right? We've seen other matches where it has worked. So it's again, there some players have good days, bad days, and again, Bipin didn't have a good day, and Akash didn't have a good day. So that's something, that's something. That's it. Who plays who in the playoffs? So at the moment in the playoff round, it's FC Goa versus Chennai. So yesterday's match will be replayed. I don't know which match will be on the 19th or the 20th in Goa. So Chennai don't need to travel; they can stay over there. And the other one is Odisha versus Kerala Blasters, and the winners will then take on Mumbai and Mohun Bagan. So that's something. Orito says is Mumbai City Bagan the ticket seller, the best game of ISL, keeping aside all East West South derbies. I would have said over the last 2 years, this has developed to be the most intense and most exciting game in the Indian Super League. I don't know what Shushmit says, but I would say yes. It has become the
the
best.
numbers are yet to be out. I think this could be probably be the highest attended event in for ISL.
Recent past. Yeah,
Recent
it
past.
might
I
be.
think this time Derby was around 59,000. I don't know. We got a notification that the tickets were sold out, so the entire stadium sold out. So whatever
Yeah.
they were, but again, West Bengal government should look into expanding it. I would have loved to see like 90,000, 100,000 people coming in, if possible.
RCB has a point. One thing I'm very angry about CFG, that the City Football Group, is that they think Mumbai is a testing club for new managers to perform, and if they perform well, they leave. There should be some sort of continuity if they want to do well. Again,
This I don't agree with
RCB.
actually. I'm saying Peter Kretke is a very good coach. And he picked up from where Des Buckingham left. I don't think it's a
Exactly.
yeah. Please
And
don't be hard on him. He's a very good.
and
He's a
and
very good
and
coach.
Buckingham continued and changed certain things which were being done on Malobera. So the good thing is with the City Football Group philosophy of managers coming in, the new manager knows what the old manager was doing. And the interesting part was, in other clubs, if a manager left, a new one comes in, they wouldn't have spoken. Des Buckingham and Peter Kratky spoke a lot. And Des Buckingham gave a lot of insight. So Peter Kratky looked at it, did certain things like Des Buckingham, but he also changed certain things. And I would say with the changes that happened, that were forced on them, I think today you realized the Guru Chena injury against Punjab was something, that's another one of those. Guru Chena should have gone off. Peter Kratky should have been more firm and said, just go off. You've scored your goals. We're winning against Punjab. That's something I think that backfired for Mumbai today. So let's see.
But even then, for most of the teams from over there, it would have been a done deal with your star striker going off. He did bring up young talent, gave them a chance, and they, proved their worth. Someone like Vikram
and
Pratap
Vikram
Singh.
Vikram has developed exceptionally, right?
Right.
Both
You have to
coaches,
give him
there's
that
at the
credit.
start of the season, and now have given him the chance. And we've got other players. Gyani Nikom is playing a lot for Interkashi. Gurkirat has to get more minutes. You have other talented players. Mumbai City is most probably has some very interesting
Ayush Tikara,
scenario.
Ayush Tikara,
Yeah,
he did a pretty good job.
exactly.
I don't know. This is again,
Exactly. Do you think the pitch size difference between Mumbai and YBK affected Mumbai City? I don't think so, because Mumbai City at its training ground can sort of adjust to those sizes. Maybe the weather, the high humidity in Kolkata, which happens to be around this year, maybe let's see what that is. So how much effect does prize money have for a club financially? It's very little if you compare how much these clubs are spending. It's a non-starter.
6 months salary for days and Cummings, I think. So not much.
Exactly. Without taxes. And Ishan said 61,000 was written. Commentator said 62. Again, I don't take those numbers seriously. If the club says we're going to be selling 60K as tickets and they said it's sold out, then it's 60K. If people have gotten in some way or the other, that's a different conversation. But to me, 60K is the number, and I'll stick to the 60K. We've had those discussions. I remember we had Bayern Munich against Mohun Bagan, and officially 120,000 tickets were sold. But in the end, when they did a certain level of counting, suddenly they came up with that it was at 125. So I don't know how that happens, but it happens in India, in stadiums.
I think they're counting the security guys inside.
Who knows? I don't know. The numbers go up. FC Goa will be a tough opponent in the knockouts, given their gameplay. They have mended their finish problem in the recent games. Yeah, I think it's something. The finishing is something that Goa has. But again, to me, is the knockouts is a new competition. It starts at zero, and again, you have to be good on that day. Malik Arjun says Ayush Chikara, Ikar, yeah, both of them injured. I think that was, and Tax as well. Yes, yeah, with Ayush is seriously injured. Yes, is that. Coming back from the stadium, surreal experience, joy Mohun Bagan. I guess to be a Mohun Bagan fan and to be in Kolkata tonight must be great. And again, to Shushmit and all Mohun Bagan fans, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Lovely picture in the background of the Mohun Bagan ground. It's a Mohun Bagan ground, right? In the background?
I think this might be also Kolani.
No,
it is probably more
Mohun Bagan
ground, I
ground.
think. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
it's a
smoky.
lovely
I don't know.
picture.
I got it wrong.
So and again, Shushmit envies you. I think to be
Yes,
to be a
man,
Mohun Bagan fan in
I
Kolkata would be
really
great today,
envy.
right? Sorry, I forgot. Kumar asking, and also sorry, I forget all the time. Please, those of you who haven't subscribed to Arun Foot, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel, to my other socials, go and read arunfoot.com. Please do that, and we'll have more of these conversations as the season goes on. Kumar says, now do you think Bipin Singh deserves Mumbai City FC, or should Mumbai City release or sell the player to some other team? I think Mumbai City should go and try to develop or buy a younger winger. Again, the question to me is, who do you then buy? Very simple, Kumar. Bipin has won Mumbai City some matches. He's come in and had super sub matches. Then the same question would be asked about Liston Colasso and certain other players. Liston today won the match. Other matches, Liston has not won it for Mohun Bagan. So that is my concern with the players. Are we talking about consistency, and do you have someone who can win it? I think a lot of people would have said that when Bipin was signed by Mumbai City from 80K, is Bipin Singh a player for Mumbai City?
Plus, did he get enough chance? That's also we have to see, right?
No,
I mean, we
no.
expect.
I think Shushmit, he was pushed out by Vikram because Vikram has been better.
Right. So,
and Vikram also played some matches for Changte. Don't forget that. So therefore, you have to earn your place. And for me, it's very, very easy to say, get rid of this player. Ishan says it happened in Manipur during Tri Nation. My brother was at the stadium. People were tickets also entered. Yeah, that's that's something which happens. Ishan has a nice question. Shushmit, what's the
no, I
dinner
said
dish
I
tonight?
don't know yet. I mean, so he said that have Rasgulla,
Oh,
but we don't get good Rasgulla yet. So we'll have
don't
to
tell me
see.
you're
But
having are you having a Texas burger tonight in some sort, some barbecue burger, or what are you having?
no, I'll probably have shrimp, but let's see. I've got to get some shrimp,
Ah,
the big
so
ones.
the new season starts officially on the 1st of June on paper. For ISL teams, it's likely to start at some stage in July with preseason and then with the Duran Cup. So that's, again, you have your Rasagullas. Sushmit doesn't have Rasagullas there. Again, I could have told you Cologne and Düsseldorf, you would get Haldiram's packed Rasagulla. But again, let's see what happens.
Yeah, we get that here, but that's not good actually. So yeah, we
But
have someone here who makes.
Shushmit, I jokingly say it's better than nothing, right?
Yeah. No, we have someone here who makes
Okay.
homemade rasgulla who is good, but then we have to order ahead and all. I did not want to jinx it by ordering ahead, so maybe in the week on
Exactly.
the weekend. Yeah. However, I have a question for you before we
Please.
go ahead. Is that you have seen Mohun and also maybe for Mumbai City, and so you have seen the team play, right? Now looking at and this is going back to the last year matches post-match session that we had. Where do you think we should, focus on, or overall, what is your read to be at least competitive in, ACL2 and all? Where should we, where should be the investment, and who would you swap out? And this, I asked this as a summary because now that the entire session is gone and everything, keeping emotions aside. Like for example, I love Hector. You'd say, can he do what he is doing for in ACL2 and also that's That's also one thing. What are the spots you think that we could patch up to be at least competitive or get better the next season?
I
Changte,
think
bringing in Changte.
I think there are two things that I have to say is that amongst Indian players, the best of the best are with these two clubs. You know, so therefore most of the quality players are with Mohun Bagan and East Bengal. My question to Mohun Bagan would be again, um, the idea of three strikers won you the title today. So Mumbai City certainly lacked a second out and out striker after the injury to Iker Goruchena. Jakub is not an out and out striker. And to me, I think Mohun Bagan has to look at the injury problems of key players. You've missed Sahal for most parts of the second half of the season. Sahal is technically the best Indian midfielder that we have at the moment. Anwar Ali is another question about fitness. So my question is, do you have a backup if Anwar Ali is out? And the
Yeah, it's
question is
very
no.
hard. It's very difficult to get. I mean, if you had to pick a domestic player, right, who could be a backup, who is ready to sit on a bench, but of, if not equal quality, at least 75% quality of Anwar Ali. That's the thing that we, I think,
And that is
even.
that is that is my concern. And again, so the point is, where are my options? Mumbai City
Yeah.
brought in Akash Mishra and are fighting Mohun Bagan for the signing last summer. And Akash Mishra in the most important game so far this season wasn't able to perform. Summary, right? So the question to me is, there are no Indian players. So to me, very, very clearly is, if you ask me, Mohun Bagan are set to lose Kian Nasiri, if I'm right, this summer.
Yeah, yeah.
Might lose some of the other youngsters as well. So the question is your second row ready for it? Same question about Mumbai City as well. I think the second row is not fully ready for Mumbai City, but you need to make some changes. Mumbai City has the advantage that some players have stepped up. Valpuya has done very, very well. I think Valpuya in the semis most probably gets a start ahead of Mehta. I would have said Naucha, to bring back Naucha in the summer might be interesting. Gyani Nikum. So Mohun Bagan has some players on loan away that they can. Mumbai City has some players on loan which they can bring back. So therefore,
For us, at least, again, Abhishek Suryavanshi had been a good. I mean, if he can develop to be a good CDM, at least he did not make any. He played better than how he played for against Bangalore. I would say he did not foul that much, and all. He was
I
very
think
good today.
Abhishek has this thing. He has a little. Abhishek Suryavanshi and Vipin Mohanan and Kerala Blasters are two defensive midfielders I would like to see develop and evolve. I think those two are very, very good. So that's something, and and therefore, wait 1 second. I would like to see. So therefore, yeah, changes will happen again on the foreigners. Will be interesting. Hector Eustace is not getting younger. I think Brandon Hamill will not stay. So Mohun Bagan surely will be looking at a
I think both of them
the
are not going to stay. Hector, you'd say again. I don't know. Hector, you say is good, but can he do well against ACL two teams? We need to get a big signing there who can. But then again, this is also uh,
yeah.
this is
Longer ISL season with matches played on weekends would be better. I think ISL seasons again. This was the longest ISL season ever. This is ending on the 4th of May. Normally, it's finished 1.5 months earlier in the middle of March, and it was starting in October. Now it started in September. You've had all these breaks here and there. I like this concept of one match a day. I don't find it that bad. It's a nice thing. It's just that the scheduling has to be a little wiser. But
this has to be a collective decision.
you know,
Even the club officials need to be they need to be more engaged and keep an eye because this against nothing against other clubs or even my club. They need to know when the matches are and need to be very careful about the scheduling and how it might impact the team and all because at mid of the season I just can't say we have had a bad hand and like the scheduling is not good but
yeah, but the clubs themselves have to say it. No, I mean, how can it be that the
right the
Kolkata
clubs
clubs don't seem to know that that is
Absolutely, absolutely.
that
The
there's a
clubs are
Pujo,
to
there
be
is
blamed.
Novoborsho, there is
Yes,
this, there is
yes.
that.
Yes,
Again, that's something
because
again,
this
but
this
it's
is this is
interesting.
something that needs to be looked at by the club. They need to do better. The administration needs to do better. In this case, they need to sit together. It has to be an inclusive decision making. And now that we
Exactly,
know,
exactly.
both of the Kolkata clubs are going to play in Asian Champions, it's a lot, and you might get overwhelmed. There could be injuries and all. So they need to space it out in a way. So this is very critical. I would say.
I think that Rachid has a very valid point. This time, two teams will play the second leg in home. Last time, it was vice versa. I think that's a big thing for Mumbai City and Mohun Bagan, second leg at home. Physicality of Nikum, yeah, he has to work on it. That's something. Kumar says, my only suggestion the club try to get players who are good first touch and ball control. I'm trying to tell to all clubs instead of developing player does not. Kumar, we don't have those kind of players. We have to wake up to that reality. ASCL, yeah, RC Run Machine, I think we've spoken about it. Now we can expect another final between Mumbai and Mohun Bagan. Also, Marcus posted that venue for final probably with Mumbai or Kolkata. Let's see. 11 foreigners who virtually kills our hopes, assuming we had any in the first place. We don't have any hopes. Again, are you thinking that you can be the Saudi side on a normal day? Let's be honest about it. I think it's very, very difficult. RCB thinks Mohun Bagan need a
Yeah,
defensive
that is
midfielder.
true. Yeah.
Left back, Subhash is getting past his prime. Yeah, but tell me, if I put Subhashish and I take Akash Mishra out of the equation, who then comes in? Then some people will say Jay Gupta, but then Jay Gupta has also been on and off, right? Naucha has had
And
decent
Jayagupta
matches
is
for the
not as
Blasters.
defensively good at Subhash's was. That's also one thing, right?
Exactly.
Subhash also takes that.
Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, that's something. I said Anwar is already a defensive player, but in the second half, I was playing midfield. How did you see Sam? He was playing as a defensive midfielder, and he's played that in the past. I mean, I've seen him for youth teams play in that position when the need has arisen. So therefore, let's see what he does.
And
Sohail
with
Bhatt, you
Anwar
get a
Ali, he
chance.
has to be available throughout the season, right? That's also
Yeah,
something that we need to be very cognizant of. That he is generally someone like Salah, and this is something that you were talking about. That ball players not being protected. The same thing happened with Sahal Abdul Samad. He was not protected. He has gone into injury multiple times. So, and with that at all, we have to take those into consideration. Even with Anwar Ali, it is very unlikely that we get him for the entire season. So we need to have that backup plan. This is a learning from this season, in my opinion. With Ashik coming in,
yeah,
it might be better with Shubhasish. I think there is no need to swap Shubhasish out. It's better that with Ashik coming in, he's defensively much better and gives us more option. But then again, um, the problem is with Mohun Bagan is there is a lot of dependency on the national players too. There is a possibility of them getting hurt, and we have to release them. So once we do, so we need to
yeah.
think from that perspective. Maybe
And
get
this is
players.
something Diptoraj saying. Now I'm looking for a Mohun Bagan Super Giant recruitment team transfer market. Fun, I guess. Yeah, interesting. And Thapa on this point, Shomo, I agree to a certain extent, and I don't agree to a certain extent. I think Thapa has shown. Um, I don't think we have any complete Indian midfielder. I think that's the first assumption which I feel is wrong. I don't see any one of our midfielders being actually complete, because if they were complete, really, they would try and play through the season. And to me, is very, very clear is Thapa was on and off. Apuya is on and off. So those are amongst the best. Um, and Sahal as well has certain technical abilities which others don't have. So I don't have a complete Indian midfielder, I would say. Rachid, Ranawade and Rolin are on loan country, but they will probably continue. Risha goes. I think Ranawade might come back. Let's see what happens. Koshik's asked, do you think Tyson Singh from Mohun Bagan Reserve would be a good replacement for Kian Nasiri? Again, one of those talented boys who, they will have to step up. I think Sohail Bhatt is another one. He'll have to step up to get more regular football. Even now with Kian being injured, he had limited to no minutes, right? So that's something. That's something.
And that is a
Babe,
pragmatic ask. I think it is very, especially for see. This is I am just looking at my club's interest. You we, while we want to develop players and all, the ask is and the bar is so high. It is impossible for a youth player to get substantial amount of time so that they can develop and flourish. Mohun Bagan is not a club for that. But if you get a chance, you will get few chances, and you need to prove that you are there to stay. I think they have to be very pragmatic about that, and especially not only Mohun Bagan, even with East Bengal and all. East Bengal has given more chances because they do not have any options. It is not a norm. It is more of an exception for East Bengal, where of young players getting chances. Ask any proper East Bengal supporter, they would want a player who are more established and all, because they
Who is
want to.
established. Exactly.
If you want to win trophy, it's not a place for you to, it's not a testing ground. So
Yeah. Where will Mohammedan Sporting players only two teams per stadium? Again, that's a discussion I think happening already in Kolkata and with the ISL. It's a difficult one. It's very interesting to see what happens. I said that Anwar is already a defensive player, but in the second half played, again, as I said, was good. Rachid asked, can Chennai beat Monroe's Goa in playoffs? Yeah, I think, again, both coaches gambled yesterday in regard to making a lot of substitutions. And if you see, for example, Rahim Ali's goal, brilliant goal. Irfan Yadwat could have scored a second for Chennai and didn't score, and then Goa took the game off them. So therefore, it's any team can now win it. Congratulations from Shubhayan to you, and of
thank you,
course the Mohun
Shubhan.
Bagan fans. Kaushik asked, what are the areas more need to rectify before ACL? I mean, new recruits or replacements. Kaushik, the problem with the ACL is, I think any team, and it doesn't matter if it's Mohun Bagan or would have been Mumbai City, and for that matter also East Bengal, you will play tougher opposition. That is for sure. And it's not AFC Cup where you played South Asian teams. That is another reality that Mohun Bagan and Odisha had their problems with Basundhara Kings, right? So these are realities. To me, the quality of foreigners need to be better next season. If you are replacing Hector Yuste and Brandon Hamill, then I need two better centre backs as there. Or ideally, I have someone who's a centre back and someone who can play centre back and defensive midfield. That would be my sort of ideal combination if Mohun Bagan can bring in. And look at Indian talent which is available, right? Avashik says now the players will be way better now as the final league game was superb. Let's see. Again, the point with playoffs is either you have exciting games or you have cagey games. We remember last season BFC versus Kerala Blasters. That was a very, very cagey game with very, very few chances. So again, this is always very, very difficult. Kumar says another YFC only for Saudi in Qatar is because of the money they're shelling out. Why the AFC is not trying to develop East Asia instead of developing the J League, A League, and K League. Why would AFC have to develop those leagues, Kumar? My question. It's a money thing on one side, yes, but on the other thing is also the South. Sorry, not the Southeast. The East Asian teams have been very reluctant to host stuff since COVID has come in. I mean, North Korea declined to play a World Cup qualifier against Japan. Of course, there is, Second World War and other political things in that as well. But on the other side is North Korea said, listen, we don't want a risk of COVID returning to our country. Therefore, you are not allowing the Japanese in. So that there is some stuff which is non-money, non-football. Amar says next season we need to plan better game system and planning for the calendar. It's going to be difficult with game system. I think for that you need better players, and I don't see that that there are going to be better players available to Indian football clubs next season suddenly out of the blue. That will take a few years, and for that the youth system needs to be rectified.
I've already replied to it. This is a big question for teams that have no dog in the fight.
I think normally it will stay at the club tent, and maybe a copy of that will stay at Mr. Goenka's office. I don't know, but I'm sure there will be a trophy tour at the Quest Mall. I'm sure that will surely happen.
Whatever happens, we are the champions. It doesn't. In Bengali, we have a word,
Mall
right?
And then goes.
In Bengali, we have a word, right? The Chena Bahune Poite Lagena. So whoever is the champion, you don't need a trophy. Yeah. We are already champions.
Rachit says Kishore Bharati Kringangan. Yeah, Kishore Bharati is too small, 12,000 capacity. I don't know.
I don't think they can fulfill licensing criteria with Kishore Bharati, right? Otherwise,
that's another thing. Sam has a very interesting question. Played well today or all season. I wouldn't say he played well all season, but I think he scored some crucial goals for Mohun Bagan, and that's what a striker is there for. So therefore, today Cummings is the hero, on other match days Sadiku was the hero. I don't know who Shushmit is.
He's more of an eighth wonder in the world. You don't know what's gonna happen with him. He can either. There are days when Sadiku is playing, you would hope that Cummings coming, and then when Cummings coming, you were like, oh God, maybe Sadiku should have stayed. But he sometimes scores wonder goals. He is talented, no doubt about it, and he does have the quality. He has that reputation, and he's very good. But then again, he sometimes would miss goals which would like just unbelievable. Like I can only equate to he has missed goals like what Changte makes today. I don't know. He'll probably remember this for the rest of his life. I'm very surprised that he missed that one. Thankfully for us, it did not go in. But that 9 out of 10 times would have gone in for this any player. We were lucky. Also unlucky that Liston Colaso's head went to the bar and not.
So this has been released by the ISL. I'm just taking what they've released. So the winner of Odisha Kerala Blasters playing on the 19th will have to play Mohun Bagan on the 23rd and 28th. And the winner of Goa versus Chennai would have to play and face Mumbai City on the 24th and 29th. And the winner from both two sides come in the middle, and they would then play the final of the Indian Super League. So this has been announced by the league.
Just thinking, if Kerala comes in, Kerala and Kolkata, two leagues, what? It would be great for Indian football.
That is one. And there is another thing, Shushmit. There is some unfinished business for Mohun Bagan against Odisha in regard to the AFC Cup.
Yeah, AFC Cup is also there. It's just not them, right? Also with Vasundhara, if we ever get to meet them again, we'll definitely have scores to settle. But yeah, I'm just thinking from a attendance perspective, Kerala and Mohun Bagan, if they come in, it would be very good, especially now. And Kerala is also in a situation where they are also they will be pushed to a limit where they want to get a good result.
And the thing is, the pressure is on Kerala. So let's see. I think Odisha have done good for themselves. I think they're happy. But yeah, you say that Mohun Bagan needs a CDM for sure. That is a fact. Find and one. Rachit with an observation. East Bengal building well for next season. Extended Crespo and Hijaji. Signed Mehdi Talal. Clayton expected to extend. Probably a few good Indian signings will make them very strong. It's interesting you mentioned Clayton. That's been the discussion amongst East Bengal fans I've been following in the last few days, where a lot of them were not happy that the coach wanted to extend him. They would rather have, so therefore, it's something. Very interesting to see what happens with the players. Here the BFC pulled off signing of Bumus. How do you see this? I think that signing has not been done. It's a rumor. And the question is, you never know if a different coach at Mohun Bagan comes in, maybe he rates Bumus again and then wants Bumus back. Kaushik asks, how do you rate Tangli's performance? Put in a shift, but again, I think there were other players who were more influential in that midfield today. And coming to that,
but he has improved a little for sure. I mean, not a little. I would say he has improved.
But he's moved behind Abhishek Suryavanshi. So to me, that is something. That's something which I see. And Sadiku and Cummings, who are the better as a striker. I think that we were talking about two different sets of strikers. I think Sadiku is the one for those exceptional goals, and Cummings is an out-and-out poacher. You put the ball in the right position, will do it. Today was an exception, I would have said, from that far outside the box. But in the box, he's a fox in the box. He's a much better version of what Baichung Bhutia used to be in his prime.
And Sadiku can hold the ball up front, which I don't think Cummings can. Cummings is more of
a, Kumar says, why FC is not trying to do AC competition like UEFA? I've seen players are leaving the Saudi guy. Again, Kumar, that's a question that you need to ask AFC or Saudis again. And this is also an observation when it will end. The Saudis are trying to build an economy on a modern economy. So therefore, again, that's a economic discussion which seeing it. I don't see Kerala winning to Odisha and Kalinga, though Luna is available. Demanto is not expected to play due to injury. Roller coaster for Fanan Chips Club. One can come back another injured. Let's see what happens. Onavo, does championship of Mohun Bagan, Imami, East Bengal, and promotion indicate scenario of Bengali football? Shomnath, I don't think at all. I think that what these clubs are doing is about themselves, and club football is about the clubs. Does it showcase the standard of Bengal football? I don't know. And I don't know what Shushmit thinks. I think Bengal football needs to do a lot more about development of Bengal football. It has always been
Yeah,
about
that's a
Kolkata,
separate
and yeah,
conversation. Yeah.
exactly.
And Mohun
And
Bagan is not. I think it's also unfair. While we are a Kolkata club, Bengal club, we have always had, and it's also for East Bengal and Mohammedan, we have always had people all over the India from all over India coming in and excelling here. So it's very difficult. I don't think it's a correct representation. Yes, fans wise and all. I mean that I understand, but not from a player perspective, because we do not see, and it is very evident by the number of Bengali players playing for Mohun Bagan and East Bengal. Right, it has gone down, and we are talking about swapping out Shobhashis. If Shobhashis goes, who plays then? There are not many Bengalis there in that case.
exactly. Rida has a very interesting question. Shushmit, do you know anything? Will Habas? I mean, Habas looked to me
I
even
don't
when he
think
was
he's going to
walking in.
stay.
He looked very shaky to me when he was walking into the stadium. I mean, I think it was more of his willpower that he wanted to be there than his
Yes,
physical
yes,
health at the moment, right?
yes. I don't think he's gonna stay. As per my information, someone has already been identified and is in background yet to be revealed. He will continue being the technical director if his health permits, but I see him scaling back to a much more, offhand role. He it's just too much for him. I mean,
Yeah.
traveling and doing all this. Is
Shorodip says, David from Maidan coming to East Bengal. Shorodip, I will only believe it once he signs. This rumor has been going on for now nearly a year, and David still is at Mohammedan Sporting, might extend. I think one of the two strikers of Mohammedan is going. Let's see if that happens. Abhishek asked a question regarding developing existing grounds. Again, I think we've discussed it in the past as well. The simple problem is that the grounds are not, the land on which these grounds have been built don't belong to the clubs, and the clubs also share the grounds with other clubs. So therefore, it's not a decision of the clubs. They've, I think, developed it to the max. It is, I remember times where about 2 decades back where the army didn't even allow the clubs to build concrete, have concrete constructions on the ground. So that's something that is there as well.
and it is also very difficult to identify. I think last time, the last session we were discussing, it is difficult to identify where we're going to have a stadium. Mohun Bagan East Bengal ground currently are at the heart of the city. When you move and you have to choose a city outskirt, where do you do it? There are places where we have concentration of supporters, and also you need to evaluate all of those. Plus, above all, anyone coming in to invest, they need to have a clarity that ISL is going to be there for another 10 years, and then to have that kind of surety that they can get their money's worth. Otherwise, unless we have that, the investors have that clarity, I don't see, as a matter of fact, any ISL investors coming in and setting up a stadium on their own. So, because it's a huge investment.
Sean, even does it reflect the standard of Indian football, which is expected to be competitive at Asian level? Because ultimate concept, we are not competitive at Asian level. So we are dancing with Shona Pathor Bati. I fear yes. Yeah. Sam, cheap red card. Again, he wanted to be smart, but it didn't work out for him. So therefore, to me, he wanted to be cheeky. It backfired. There's a new program for Tigress by German Football Club. It said that the 6-man German football is not academic. It sounds more clubs for grassroots. Shares. It's a PR campaign from the Bundesliga and they're one of their sponsors. So if it's the same thing, La Liga announced something with Bhawanipur Club with its. So therefore, these things are happening. Let's see what happens. Therefore, let's wait and see. And don't be surprised if Lobera join Mohun Bagan next season. Diptoraj, wow, that would be
Very unlikely. Very
again, that would
unlikely.
be one of the biggest wonders in Indian football. And I think he's very,
I
very happy
wonder
as a
how
leader as
East
well.
Bengal. I wonder how East Bengal fans will react. Not going to East Bengal and coming to East Bengal the next season. I think it's very unlikely. That's a
Rachit says,
yeah.
what changes Mumbai should do for next season? Also, which foreigners would you like to retain? Vanif, Sanju Akontas will be there for sure. And of course, you add Renish and Brandon are rumored to be joining next season. Again, at the moment, let the season finish. Let us get to 4th of May. After 4th of May, I'll start these discussions, and we can talk about it on a regular basis about who we want to retain or which club should retain whom and should be going. Just because the army land was of British times, the army can't leave some acres for sports. I think, Shem, see it the other way. Without the army controlling the Maidan, do you think the Maidan, which is the green lung of Kolkata, would still exist in its current form? Some realty guy would have gotten the land and they would have built XYZ, whatever. Right? So as sad as it is for sports, and on top of it is that what Kumar, again, it was when it was set up, and still today, I think it's the right combination to say that the army controls the land, because otherwise you could never know who would be doing what. And you have to remember, Mohun Bagan share their ground, East Bengal share their ground, Mohammedan Sporting share their ground. And East Bengal and Mohun Bagan, to be very, very honest, I think most of people don't even know, were the smaller team on their respective grounds when they got the grounds. They were not the senior team, right? CFC and Aryan were actually the bigger teams. So therefore, there is history, there is reality.
CFC used to be a British team that time. I mean, they were just kind enough to accommodate us because we used to have a ground in North Kolkata where they used to practice. We changed our ground couple of times, and this is of national interest, Kumar. You need to know that Kolkata also is also the headquarters of the Eastern Command, and a lot of those lands and all of these things are required by army for security purposes. It's not something that you can file a case in Supreme Court and all, and then win it. That's not going to happen. It's much more complicated than that.
It's not only complicated. The point is, again, as I said, I think it's very, very important for a city like Kolkata, and knowing how India operates, it's everyone ensuring that to some extent the status quo remains, because for Kolkata, for the old city of Kolkata, which exists because Kolkata has grown exponentially like any other Indian city, this green lung is very, very important. If you go towards Park Circus, for example, or you go up towards Central Avenue, in the height of summer, the air is just in a terrible state. But if you go towards Park Street and go towards the Maidan, the air is decent. Because of why? Esplanade, it starts getting bad already because of the huge traffic that there's. So therefore, again, drifting away.
I don't think that is it's a never-ending discussion, and I mean, we are in no position to. It's just understand that it's a very complicated thing. It is not something that even even I would say the chief minister of the state do not have that kind of influence to have it to give it to us. 61,000. I think officially then it's probably the highest attendance that we have ever seen for this season, but marginally.
No, I think it's higher, no? It's higher than the Derby, no?
Yes, it's higher
I
for the
think,
it's marginally higher from the Derby
yeah.
because in the
So
Derby I think it
that's
was
the one.
67.
Thanks, Kumar. Again, mind your language. Why can't the Bundesliga do a PR stunt? Again, all the other leagues do that as well, right? So therefore, who are we to judge? Again, if it brings out someone, great. If it doesn't bring out someone, at least they tried. Again, all of them do that. Then why not target the new turn area for stadiums or small training pitches? Shyam, the clubs didn't do it. Mamata Banerjee and I think the CPM before that offered them land many, many years back. The big Kolkata club said, no, we'll stay on the Kolkata Maidans. We don't want grounds elsewhere.
No, I
Ask
think
the club officials
there
that.
was I remember it because I think there was a concern that it if we go to Newtown then we lose our ground in central Kolkata, and there were concerns around that moving out of the central northern Kolkata area also makes you less relevant because Mohun Bagan Club is in a East Bengal clubs are in at a location which is easily accessible from any part of the city. It's where essentially the central part of the city. So it's a prime real estate that what people don't want to give up. I think there were some talks about it. If we have a separate stadium and training grounds and everything, then why do you need the Mohun Bagan tent? Or the ground whatsoever. So that's
Exactly.
where people were a little. I mean, and this is a genuine concern too. It's a different thing that if we convert it into a stadium, like a museum or something like that, and play somewhere else. But even then, we have had history and there are sweet memories of Mohun Bagan playing. Because also you have to understand that when you play at Mohun Bagan ground, you are very close to the actual ground and close to the players, and all the kind of experience that you get is very different from the experience that you get in at Juvavarti. So yeah, so it's not a, again, yeah,
Yeah,
we are diverting from the conversation for the year also.
yeah. Abhishek, you're very right. Uh, Academies generally in club football have a value. Rachit says final should be played in neutral venue. Again, they finalize it before the playoff start, and it depends on certain logistical matters as well. So 4th of May, I think they'll have to look, for example, where are elections close by? Where the Lok Sabha elections are on. Are elections close by? Anywhere will police be able to be deployed and all those kind of things? It is not so easy in an Indian context to say, listen, I want to play on that day. And then authorities say, no, you don't play on that day. A stadium is not available. This is not available. That is not available. It is not like, again, we in Europe, for us, or even, in the US where Shushmit is, it's much easier to organize and finalize matches. You can even organize matches without the help of police. That's all. That's also been done, right? So okay, I'll do that. And I today, let's not get into those early predictions. I think let's do that in the coming days. I think we've
Yeah,
got very
man, today
interesting
is
games
our day.
coming.
Don't talk in the
Yeah.
limelight.
So Rachit, give Shushmit his 5 minutes of fame now.
Why 5
Give him
minutes?
that. Oh, I've given you 1.5 hours. Sorry. I've given you 1.5 hours. The jokes apart. Congratulations once again. And ISL has great commentators. I don't know if you mean that seriously or that was more sarcastic. I'm a big fan of Pulosto. And I
I'm a big
like
fan of Puloster too, but this is something that I want to mention here, Ishan. I have
yeah.
seen commentators, especially making a comment on fouls and all, which at times have enraged supporters. At a later point of time, we have understood that the decisions were not wrong after all. So one thing I would expect from the commentators to not jump into that bandwagon of passing judgments. uh, I know you can say very fancy words while commentating, but I'd rather reserve my judgment at the end of the game where you review the thing, and because I feel that is a little irresponsible for whoever is doing it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's something I agree on. And again, some of the guys don't even realize with their comments that they're making it more complicated. Um, let's see. And again, Rachid, I'm not going to come to that comment again. And that's the decision of the organizers. 1 hour and 41, 1 hour 42 minutes now, nearly done. First of all, Shushmit, once more, congratulations
I
from
need
my
to
side, my
sit
friend.
down, standing up from the.
Yeah. So it's your win.
Thank you, thank you.
And yes, Shyam,
And
it means Mohun
congratulations to
Bagan.
Mumbai City too, please. I just want to say that don't lose heart. Been there, we have lost, earlier, but
You win some, you lose some. No, today was a loss, and
right,
again,
right. Please keep supporting. You have a great team, great coach. I have huge respect for Peter Kasky. I had huge respect for Days Buckingham. They are not complaining types. Great team, and I wish them luck. Don't feel bad. You're down but not lost. I mean, come back stronger. Let's have
I
a
think
good
that's
game.
one of the key things for Mumbai City. I think that's a learning, and let's see what happens. So therefore, yeah, let's wait and see. And we are now in the playoffs again. Once more, if you guys haven't heard about it, this is the format that has been finalized. Odisha play Kerala Blasters on Friday on the 19th. Goa host Chennai FC on the 20th. The winner of Odisha Blasters then host Mohun Bagan on the 23rd, and on the 28th they have to travel to Kolkata, while the winner of Goa versus Chennai host Mumbai City on the 24th, and on the 29th Mumbai City then host the winner of that game at the Mumbai Football Arena. And May 4th is going to be the final. Let's see what happens, and I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, it's exciting. I think the last 2-3 weeks have been with a lot of surprises. Who would have thought Chennai can get into the playoffs? Who would have thought in December Mohun Bagan is top and Mumbai City is second, in that league. So therefore, and to answer Ishan's question, that's not a decision for me to do. Let's see. There was a discussion the other day on another platform. Just watch it and then you realize it. Thanks, Sushmit, as well. And once again, as always, my request: those of you who haven't subscribed, please subscribe to Arun Foot, to my YouTube channel, to my other social medias on Twitter, X, on Instagram, and on Threads. Read on arunfoot.com. And we'll be coming back in the coming days. Most probably tomorrow I can't do a show, but I'm planning to do something on Wednesday. Maybe 2 days after the game, maybe Shushmit and I can catch up a little bit more calmly and quietly and have another conversation and review the game. If I've been a little too emotional once in a while, sorry for that, guys. But again, football is also about emotions. And congratulations, Shushmit. And then
Thank you. Thank you so much.
This is something which Shushmit says, which is very, very important. I know that there are people who are saying, don't support Indian football, boycott Indian football, do this, do that. Listen, boycotts don't work for me. More people need to support Indian football. We need to get more people interested in Indian football. We need to be able to create pressure and fight for the real issues. We've had this discussion over the last few days where people are saying we need to do this, we need to do that. Don't fall for those things. Be honest and be following us. And again, also, Shushmit, what's your Twitter handle?
It's ShushChatGPT, which is
So Shushmit is the real ChatGPT. This is not a human being you're seeing. This is actually AI generated, right?
I wish. Yeah.
And Abhishek, thank you. Thanks a lot. Shushmit here.
Thank you, Abhishek.
That's his Twitter handle. Follow him.
Just a cheeky name. I'm real, guys.
So he's real. So this is I can't touch him. My hand doesn't go through. But jokes apart, he's a real guy, and we've had fun. I hope you had fun as well. And guys, we'll catch you soon again. Follow the channel and speak to you soon. Thanks, Shushmit. Good night, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Sleep well.